More updates on the block as we commemorate the 12th day of June 2023, Democracy Day as stipulated and changed by President Muhammadu Buhari, the past president of Nigeria. Conference of Nigeria political parties have called for the resignation of Professor Mahmood Yakubu, the INEC chairman. That is the first update on the block. My name is Angelo. Welcome to Nation's Voice Tower. Now, straight to the point. The Conference of Nigerian Political Parties (CNPP) and civil society organizations (CSOs) under the aegis of the Coalition of National Civil Society Organizations (CNCSOs) have demanded that the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, resign from office. The CNPP and the CSOs issued a 14-day ultimatum to Professor Yakubu to step aside, or they will galvanize all democratic and legal means to force him to do so. In a statement jointly signed by the CNPP Secretary General, Chief Willie Ezugu, and the National Secretary of the Coalition, Alhaji Ali Abacha, they explained that the INEC chairman, who failed to deploy the bimodal voters accreditation system (BVAS) it procured despite billions of naira wasted on the 2023 general elections, is not worthy to remain in office and must not be allowed to continue to waste the nation's resources on future elections. This story is so tempting, and I tell you, so interesting. So stay glued to Nation's Voice. So I have more for you. Now, furthermore, if you actually check this out, you would understand that there is a ploy, or there was a ploy during the election period for one or two illicit dealings, because all evidences in court are pointing at the fact that it is not the reason why the beavers refused to work. It is the order that made the beavers not to work. There was an order from above, according to different presiding officers that have testified in court at the ongoing presidential elections petitions at the Court of Appeal. They have alleged that there was an order from above for them not to transmit using the beavers, or even if you tried using it at a time, there were some sort of artificial glitches, and that was what really marred the election and brought in electoral irregularities and malpractices. In that vein, Professor Mahmood has been asked to resign. That is that on that particular update. Next, I have a very important speech, I would say, here, because somebody quite special, somebody that can be linked to today, the 12th day of June, has actually granted a an interview. Jamiu Abiola, the son of the late MKO Abiola, has said that the 2023 presidential elections was keenly contested and credible to a certain degree. I think I'll laugh before I continue with this update. He went further to say that the evidence of that was that the election was peaceful and it was accepted. That's the evidence that shows that this particular election was not rigged, according to Jamiu Abiola, who is the first son of MKO Abiola and Kudirat Abiola, the two people, or actually one of the people who is being commiserated and remembered today, the 12th day of June 2023. Speaking further, he added that if the elections were really rigged as alleged, then Nigeria wouldn't have been peaceful, according to Jamiu Abiola. Let me give you a brief clip from that interview so you will listen and hear what he said himself.
And when I heard his speech today and what he said, he mentioned my dad, he mentioned my mom. That means so much to me, because a lot of people, like now, the former president, Buhari, who actually honored June 12th, whenever he does his June 12th speech, he never even mentions my dad in most cases. And that was very painful to me, because I was like, you honored June 12th, but you can't even mention the hero of June 12th. You are giving your presidential speech. But you can see the difference with President Tinubu. He's been mentioning my dad throughout the speech. He's trying to connect the historic victory to what is happening now and how we want to get Nigeria out of the trenches. This is a very good thing. So I'm very happy today. Very happy. So a lot of things that we hear, we also have to be very careful what we believe. And unfortunately for us, we are not in a position to actually know how to know the truth from the falsehood. But one thing I do know is that the election was keenly contested. And I also know that if it wasn't free and fair to a certain level, if it wasn't free and fair to a certain level by now, people would not have accepted the result. Because, if it was rigged and like people were so sure of it, we will not have so much peace in this country. Because the police is not going out there clamping on anybody. People have accepted the results. Now, and it was so keenly contested. By the time the results came out, each of the candidates won 12 states. And like, if it wasn't fair and fair, I don't think each of them would have won 12 states.
All right, before I analyze that particular video, I would urge all subscribers, both incoming and already existing, to please like, share, and comment in the comment section about our content, because we're doing this for you, and we're doing this for you to know that we are around, or we are always available at your service. So YouTube use all these actions you do to make our videos go viral. Please do this. We love you. Now, next, about that analysis, I would laugh, first of all. Okay. Jamiu Abiola, I don't think he was in the country during the election or electoral process. So I don't think saying the election was quite credible. Yes, you could say, per se, that the election was quite credible, maybe because there was a sort of transparency during the election of members of the National Assembly, the senatorial elections, and then the election of the members of the various houses of assemblies in different states. Yes, if you say there was transparency to some extent, I would maybe come in consonance with you, or I would outrightly agree with you, because we've seen sitting governors being ousted out of the race for the National Assembly. That was credible, though. We've seen people rise from nothing to become flag bearers and subsequent winners at the polls for the National Assembly and so on. We've seen minority parties step up their numbers and thereby strengthen their population presence in the houses. So that is to say that there was really improvement. To some extent, the beavers worked in transmitting results from the polling units to the IRF. So that was credible, but not to talk about the presidential elections. It was filled with hitches, glitches, and marred by irregularities and electoral malpractice. So Jamiu Abiola should be guided about his terms. We are playing politics, but clean politics, not sentimental politics. Finally, during an interview with Arise News, Mahmoud Jega, an Arise News analyst, said that, or let me say, he reiterated that there was no doubt that former President Muhammadu Buhari is nowhere as open as President Asiwaju. He was trying to compare the two presidents, and he said Buhari was somehow reserved and didn't talk to people. He minded his business somehow. I wouldn't say this was a dig to or a jab at the old president, but he revealed that the former president was a bit aloof. Can you hear this? Aloof, while Tinubu was going through extreme policies and creating time to meet and consult people. Are you trying to say that President Muhammadu Buhari was not consulting people? Mahmoud Jega, that is a controversial statement to make, and that is why I brought the updates to our most prestigious viewers. Now, he faulted Muhammadu Buhari that although he did well by honoring the June 12th day that Abiola was murdered, let me say, or Abiola died, let me call it that way, then he further alleged that there was no reason President Muhammadu Buhari had to stay aloof, because he felt that the work of a president should be always coming in contact with parastatals and ministries and trying to make policies according to Mahmoud Jega. Let me allow you watch this brief video from his long interview with a Rise News analyst and co-presenters like him.
There was no doubt that the former president was nowhere as open as this. He was a bit aloof, and he spent the first several months of his presidency essentially meeting with permanent secretaries and directors from the various ministries in the name of briefing, which many people thought was a waste of time, because they were handing over notes and all that. It took him months to constitute the cabinet. That was not very exemplary. This president is going probably to the other extreme, very open door policy, everybody coming. But as I said, I don't expect it to last. Even though, since it is in his nature to listen and to receive, he will most probably be doing that much more than the former president was doing. But you see, there are also certain things, because some people come to the presidential villa, they enter, we don't know what they discuss, but when they come out, sometimes they grandstand and say things that, it may not be very advantageous for the presidency to allow that place to be used for grandstanding. I can already see a few examples of that.
Thanks for staying with us. That was the whole of it from the updates table. And I wouldn't say much on what Mahmoud Jega said, because this is a new government and everybody is trying to fit in and get into the good books of the new government. We've seen Rauf Aregbesola, the former Minister of Interior, apologize to Asiwaju and then come out to pour unending eulogies and praises on Asiwaju on issues pertaining to his own existence as a minister, saying Asiwaju is the author of his success. We have not seen that in recent times, and we've seen people like Wike, Governor Seyi Makinde, and the other members of the G5 visit incessantly the Aso Rock Villa. We can say outrightly that they are making these visits to call for favor in a way or other, because President Asiwaju, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Senator Kashim Shettima, the president and vice presidents respectively, are yet to announce a whole long list of cabinet members. So everybody is trying to go into the good books of Asiwaju, hereby or however trying to garner sort of favor to point at a sort of new political post. We don't want you to be into that public office just because of sentiments. We want you to work for Nigeria, work for Africa, and work for the welfare of the citizens of the Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. Keep a date with me in my next update. See you later. Bye.